everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Steelers going up against the Bears. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'2" QB out of North Carolina, former number 2 overall pick. It's Mitchell Trubisky.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. And now look at him go. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears have taken the early lead. The very first play from scrimmage, how about that? Talk about setting a tone.
And people always talk about doing exactly that in the first 5 minutes of the game, the first offensive and defensive series. Who's going to gain an advantage? Well, we saw exactly what happened there. A tone was definitely set by the offensive team.
Here's Connor Barth for the point after. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Ten yards still left on second down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Steeler first down, Roethlisberger to Bryant. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The numbers for James from last week: 5 catches, 102 yards.
Look, I know everybody wants to be number 1 in everything they do, but he's number 2 in the league in receiving yards. That's a strong number, a strong year, and they want that to continue.
That one goes for 36 yards. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jesse James, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. So what do you think the mindset was there? You can tie it with a PAT here first half. Why go for the lead right now?
The old school mindset says if you have a better team, you just go ahead and continue to try and dominate. There's also a school of thought, if you don't think you're quite as good, you have to try and take advantage of opportunities. And finally, I just think this is analytics coming into the game. Someone saying the more you go for 2, the better your chances are of actually getting them.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Jordan Howard and the Bears offense making their way back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter. And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had. Right. Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100. He's been working well towards 100 here. On second down, here's Trubisky. And this one complete to Marcus Wheaton. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. Now Trubisky lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. Empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control. Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect. No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Steps away to his left. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down. Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing. And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's third down. Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum. On third and goal, Roethlisberger. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Antonio Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room. Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff, because there's still a little bit of time left on that clock. Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. And if you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window. Boswell on now to kick this one away. It's Marcus Wheaton now to return it. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Let's go! Green, 39! Green!
Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And he will be out of bounds as time has run out on this first half. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
All right, Brandon, back to you guys in a minute. But first, it's indeed time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Bears trail at home at halftime. The Steelers have looked good on the road and will just try to keep the ball rolling in the second half. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. 1st and 10. Howard's going to dart up the middle, and he'll take this all the way for a touchdown. Bears up by a touchdown. Now 1st and 10. Here the catch is made way downfield, and he'll make it all the way down to the 4-yard line before being tackled. Later on the drive, James has got nobody around him on the catch, and it leads to a touchdown. The Steelers trail now by 1. Following the forced fumble, Roethlisberger's on point with the throw, and he finds his mark for the score. They go 6. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game, matchup you don't see very often, a rematch of Super Bowl 18. The Raiders traveling to Washington. And then tomorrow on Monday night, we'll see the Cowboys heading to the desert to take on the Cardinals.
Former NFC East rivals.
Now Roethlisberger escaping the pressure right. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On second down, it's Bell. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On the counter, here's Bell. Oh, and now some space to operate. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to bring up a third down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. It's a gain of 4, and it gets them the first. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've looked up.
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 9, and that should write an ending to this one. Roethlisberger going to throw it, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Eddie Goldman getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Here's Roethlisberger. Dancing to his left. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third. The Steelers on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 14. Roethlisberger to throw. And he's got room. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you prime the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Pittsburgh, the preparation pays off as they pick up their first win on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Soldier Field.
Everyone, I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Mother Nature has decided to show up here, and rain is sure to have an impact on this game. Ball security will come into play as both teams will have to deal with some very slippery conditions. It's the Seahawks going up against the Titans. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, thank you, Larry. We are across the Cumberland River from downtown Nashville at Nissan Stadium in Tennessee. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad in the next time out.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Russell Wilson leading them out there, 6-year quarterback who finished his college ball, of course, as a Wisconsin Badger.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
They go play action here on first down. Wesley Woodyard able to use that strength and get him for a loss of 2.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
If this Tennessee team is going to be one to watch, if they're going to be a factor in 2017, that pass defense has to improve. They were number 30 last year.
As a team that should be more comfortable with the schemes that they're playing, as well as being able to add a few new ones because they stayed stable on the defensive side in their staff. So what they're teaching.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. It's Richardson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he's He's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Adoree Jackson on the return. Mariota on first down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
A play fake to Murray. Now Mariota. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Eric Decker, the intended target. And it's third down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And that's caught inside the 30. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to... And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Pushing through the contact. And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
First down, Mariota. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important, too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
On third down, Mariota. And able to find Decker. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. Throw it, Mariota. And this was caught by Delaney Walker. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A really good pickup of 28 yards. On first and 10, here's Mariota. Flush to his right, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Mariota now on 2nd down, and he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out. Back now in Nashville. It's Titan football here as they trail to begin the fourth quarter. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. This defense so strong all afternoon long. Well executed again there.
This is a group that really functions well off of each other. No matter what the assignment, the other person fills in the exact proper spot. They've made it very, very hard for them to find open places to throw the football.
Desperation time. Mariota on 4th down. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now Wilson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit?
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. The Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 2nd down fumble. Now the offense needing to do something here on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Timeout here called by the Titans. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's John Ryan now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Mariota. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. On second down, Rawls. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Opening drive of overtime and now facing a third down and 6. Big play coming up. Wilson, they set up the screen to Rawls. And now the juke. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Now the first throw in overtime for Mariota. And just shedding him off there. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And the timeout coming in here with just 7 seconds remaining in the extra session. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And we will play on here in overtime. Well, when you get that ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision, and the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well because you give your opponents... Oh, and it's intercepted! Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we had 2 ties last season in 2016, and now we've got another here. They're part of the game, and I can sound philosophical here and say, well, what can you do? But neither team happy, right?
Absolutely. Welcome to the NFL.
All right, Larry. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Coming up, it's a rematch of last year's hard-hitting AFC divisional round matchup between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, set the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Trust me, Brandon, I'm not about to try and take your job. I can't do what you do. But that wasn't just 3 and out. That felt like 3 and backwards.
That's exactly what it was. You can have my job whenever you want it. The drive that you're looking for, though, probably going forward. Bad start to the ball game.
Yeah, not the way to get things going.
And Hill running right through him. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. He's still barreling through. Might have been 1 man away from 6 points. As it stands, it's a huge return. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 1st down, Brady. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. 0-0 our score, and they've got it here with a 1st down. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. They'll run for it with Dion Lewis. And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Dion Lewis, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Pats able to cash in for 6.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Here we go.
Here's Watson now on second down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and 2, Watson. The catch made by Miller. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Now it's Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it. What people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller, and it'll bring up 3rd down. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. He's just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go.
DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Holding offense.
Ouch, could have been a game-tying touchdown. They'll have to hold on that at least for now.
Ouch in a big way, like ripping the Band-Aid off there. Can they let the sting subside and come back and get it done?
3rd and long, it's Watson, and that's complete. It's Ellington, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry.
All right, Brandon, back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get you caught up on all the highlights from the first half. Both the Patriots and the Texans haven't had a reliable run game so far. The push up front has not been there, and you have to give credit to both defenses on that front. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Leffler is punting it away now. Cook's going to get a shot here, and he's going to return the punt 43 yards. 1st and 10. Brady's on target here. Later on the drive, Lewis is going to dart up the middle, and he'll go in for the score. That puts them up by a touchdown. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Gillette Stadium for the start of the second half.
Set to return. This is Brandon Cooks. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Around the NFL, second quarter in Chicago. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Brady now on first down. Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Let's go!
On second down, here's Miller. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Lamar Miller went to Houston to be the lead running back, the featured guy, but still, I think Coach Bill O'Brien might have felt he overused him a little bit in the season. His touches were way up.
And he was on pace for over 400, a lot of bumps and bruises, maybe on a little bit of a pitch count here in the early going.
Could also be the reason Houston drafted Dante Foreman out of Texas, maybe to ease the load a little bit.
And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. Back now in Foxborough. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. He'll look to throw. And he's got some space here. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. A really good pickup of 28 yards. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Watson trying to get his guys moving. They'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, 5. And this defense has broken it open as they return to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Goskowski for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Watson on first down. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And this will likely be the last play and wrap things up. One last throw here for Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for New England, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew at
everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We're across the pond in England this week, and two teams are hoping to show up for an international audience. It's the Ravens going up against the Jaguars. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, we appreciate it, Larry. It's our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now a play fake here on first down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
The veteran tight end, Mercedes Lewis, the intended receiver, and it's third down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. On third and long, it's Bortles. And that is incomplete.
Now, that's a great opening series defensively. You force what should be a 3-and-out on your opening possession.
And great coverage there on third down to force the incompletion to set up fourth. Brad Nortman in his 6th year in the league on to punt it away. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. They go play action here on first down. And incomplete to open things up. The veteran Jeremy Maclin was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
And his throw is incomplete. Jeremy Maclin, the intended receiver. And now it's third down.
As a general rule, receivers love the comeback route because it puts them right in the sight lines of the guy throwing the ball. But in this case, the defenders saw it and were able to knock it away.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. And he's got his man. That's Maclin. Jeremy Maclin. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Jeremy Maclin, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. One quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On second down, here's Bortles. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
On third down, Fournette. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And taken right at the 35. So we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. To return, here's Michael Campanaro. And the Ravens taking the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. On second down, Flacco to throw. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. Well, still in search of the first down after that last completion. Third down, Flacco from the gun. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Flacco, that's to his running back, complete. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So, boy, that's already the third they burn here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the fourth quarter. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They go pass again with Flacco. Throw right side taken in by Wallace. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Flacco looks to throw. To the right side, and he's got Macklin. Complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Flacco will take to the air again. And some room to roam now. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Welcome back now here in London. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. Whoa, Flacco's going to throw. Buying time to his left. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll try to pound it in with West. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Terrence West, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And this is their third drive right now. Maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And 26 seconds now as the spike comes in. Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third down.
Could be a blitzer.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And that's complete to Lewis. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. And he clocks it with just 10 seconds left. Now Bortles again. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys who's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Baltimore, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, it'll be their first loss of the season. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say cheerio from London.
everyone, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Raiders going up against the Redskins. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with the Oakland Raiders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they interplay here. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
On the carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
No surprise watching Marshawn Lynch scatter bodies as he runs, but I remember doing games with his at Cal. And I remember the moves, the jump cuts, the elusiveness, as well as the strength.
Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And it's third and short. They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
On is the punter King to send it away. Now it's Crowder. Pretty move. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Cousins on 1st down. And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A good pickup there at 22. So the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll hand it off to Kelly. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Kelly. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Cousins now forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. A give. This is Kelly. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. See if they stay on the ground for second down. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Reed wrestling ahead. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will finish off this third quarter of play. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. Both the Redskins and the Raiders have very low rushing totals. It has not been an effective part of either team's game plan, and you wonder if either side will give a more concerted effort to run it in the second half. All right, let's roll those highlights. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the second half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done...
They've got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now whistles and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. To throw, Cousins being chased out left. Finding room to the 20. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. First and goal, Kelly. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they'll try again down here with Kelly. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with third down upcoming. Cousins. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Navarro Bowman in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
Third and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on. Back now at FedEx Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Here we go. A big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Now Cousins. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Big fourth down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on fourth down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Carr to Crabtree, good for a Raider first down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And with just over 40 seconds now remaining, he gets up and spikes it. Back to throw, Carr. He'll dump it off complete to Lynch. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. To throw is Carr. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And he clocks it with just 10 seconds left. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Now Carr. Now a desperation throw. Deep depth. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for the Redskins, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Redskins as we say so long from FedEx Field.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL.
All right, Larry, first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Here's Sanu on the catch. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Matt Bosher, 7th-year man from Miami. On back deep is the former Seahawk, Golden Tate. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions will take over. On 1st down, Stafford here. Oh, he's going to... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 37. It's a big play. Stafford to Tate. 42 yards. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. That'll bring up second down.
It looked like he tried it all there. Tried to use some physicality, right? Tried to use some footwork, some head fakes, but he was covered the entire way. Dogged in every step. That forced the incompletion. No separation at the end of the route.
Throwing to Stafford. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. 15 yards there for number 15. Stafford on first down. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Golden Tate, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions are in for 6. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's Ryan. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Julio back-to-back all-pro seasons. Last year over 1,400 yards, averaged over 100 yards per game, tops in the NFL.
And that's the stat that catches my eye. Over 100 yards per game, and you always hear about defenses saying, we can rotate, we can send people in his direction, we can do things to limit a wide receiver, yet Julio Jones averages over 100 per game. One of the most sensational stats I've seen in recent football.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now Ryan on first down. And finding the tight end Hooper. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Again, Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Foxborough. The Patriots, they're out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So a field goal here, they're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Final shot before the break, Stafford. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Interference. Defense.
So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Lions are happy to be sitting in the locker room with the lead. The Falcons won't panic either. They know they just need to take it one play at a time. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10, it's Matthew Stafford targeting Golden Tate. And a quick 3-play drive ends with a score as they get out to a 7-0 lead. Falcons have the football midway through the second. It's Matt Ryan looking for the old-reliable Mohamed Sanu Sr. And he'll be tackled at the 21-yard line. But they end up coming away with just 3 on the drive. So that'll bring our halftime report to a close. We'll go back now to Ford Field for the start of the third quarter.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. Look at the spin. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. Stafford gives to Abdullah. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They go play action here on first down. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On first down, Abdullah able to push his way through. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it second down. Now Stafford hands to Abdullah. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. Now Stafford. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They go back to Riddick. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Stafford. And he connects with Ebron. And he is knocked down from the side at the 6-yard line. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Stafford going to throw it. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And barring something unforeseen, this will be the last play of the game. One last shot for Ryan. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for Detroit, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.